As the sun began to set, the small town of Ravenwood was in a state of panic. The locals had started to believe that a vampire was living amongst them. The rumors began when a young woman was found dead, with 2 small puncture wounds on her neck. The police department had never dealt with such a case before, so they decided to call in the FBI. Special Agent Jack Thompson was assigned to the case. Jack had dealt with many serial killers before, but never a vampire. He knew that he had to think outside the box if he wanted to solve this case. The first thing Jack did was to investigate the victim's background. He found out that she was a big fan of horror movies and had recently been obsessed with vampires. Jack suspected that the killer was using the vampire legend to cover up his real motives. As Jack delved deeper into the investigation, he started to find more and more victims. All of them had 2 puncture wounds on their necks, just like the first victim. Jack knew that the killer was using some kind of drug to immobilize his victims, then drinking their blood. Finally, Jack was able to track down the killer's lair, an old abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Jack and his team stormed the mansion and were able to apprehend the killer. It turned out to be a local man who had become obsessed with vampires after watching too many horror movies. Jack and his team were able to bring the killer to justice, but the town of Ravenwood was never the same. The legend of the vampire would live on, and the town would always be haunted by the memory of the quest for the vampire's lair.